My name is Alejandra Pineda, and I'm Colombian, but I have been living in Australia for the past 10 years. I applied for the Rotary Peace Fellowship because, it's a very comprehensive scholarship, and I was looking for opportunities to take my skills and my interest in peace and conflict resolution to an academic level. So, growing up in Colombia from a family that was politically engaged, I was quite familiar with what conflict meant and what consequences it could have in your personal as well as your social and public life. And therefore, I became interested in understanding why conflict was created and what role civil society could play in solving these conflicts, especially women. Then throughout my studies, I studied in Colombia, and then I continued my studies in Australia with a scholarship. So I did international relations with a focus on gender studies. And through those formation years, it became quite apparent to me that within the international relations field, all the approaches that we take to conflict and peace building are very much about the absence of war instead of positive peace. So what it is that humans need to be secure and safe in their environments. And that's why I became interested, especially in looking into the role that women play in building a more peaceful society. And then here in Australia, I had the opportunity to meet a fantastic professor who was a young woman looking into sexual abuse committed by international peacekeeping missions. And she took me as a research assistant for her projects. And that's when I realized that I wanted to follow her path and that I wanted to use research as a tool to educate, policymakers and society on how they can best support women, not only as victims, but as peace builders. And then, I worked in Burma with women's grassroots organizations for 4 years. And that was a very humbling experience because although they didn't have all the skills or the knowledge on the subject matter than I did, they knew more about what it meant to work for peace in the ground, and they were working with very little resources. And so the interest in seeing how I can better support women to work in peace building just grew in me even more. And so when I found out about the peace fellowships, I was like, this is the opportunity that I've been waiting for. You don't get the chance to do a master's in Sweden or anywhere that actually supports you what you're studying and that gives you the skills in research that you need to inform better practice from an academic perspective. So I applied for it because I thought it was a great opportunity. Yeah, I mean, I think I said it before, but it's just a fantastic opportunity. If I didn't have the scholarship, I wouldn't be able to afford to do a master's program. From an economical perspective, education has become such a privilege that just few people can afford to do that. And I have done all my studies through scholarships. And so this is a huge support to be able to further my career path. But it also means that it gives me the opportunity to be exposed to a different culture. And it means that I'm now part of a huge network that works for peace. And that's an invaluable, it's an invaluable thing, because then now I get the opportunity to be part of, like, how many Rotarians are there around the world? Probably 20,000 more.
1.2 million.
Wow. See? Did I say 20,000? Okay, 1.2 million. That's huge. And so imagine if we can all unite our forces, what world are we going to create? You know? So I think that just being part of this network is also a huge opportunity. And yeah, that's what it means to me. It means an opportunity to make a difference in this world with a more skilled approach. I would like to be able to give back to the communities where I have learned from. So I would like to perhaps go back to Colombia and Burma or other developing countries and bring my research and the knowledge that I've been able to gather to help community organizations in their practice to be more effective. And also, maybe if I'm able to, like, I would like to be able to contribute to inform policy practice as well. So educate the government and other organizations on how they can also better support those civil society organizations to be engaged in a more effective way in peace negotiation and peace building processes.